mates of YouTube, Aussie Marcel here, and we are back with another vlog style video. If you're new to the channel, as I've been getting a lot of new followers lately, we don't just do fragrances here. I also talk about my life and, we also talk about politics, society, philosophy, things of that nature. Sometimes books, on occasion we've discussed books here. And I suppose that can be jarring to some people that, come to a channel that they're newly subscribed to, and then they expect one thing and they get another thing as well. I've always seen it like I'd rather be seen as a fully formed three-dimensional person rather than just some guy that only ever talks about fragrances. I never wanted that for myself or my channel. But, I do that here. I love to do that, and I'm not going to stop doing that, especially now that I've got into a good rhythm. I remember early on in the channel, I'd say halfway through, I think I'm at almost 700 videos right now, something like that. But halfway through that, there was a bit of a crisis of conscience where I was like, I don't really want to do anything so consumerist anymore. And I probably had those thoughts even extending backwards into the earliest videos I was doing here, because I'm sort of an anti-consumerist type of person. But I justified it to myself by saying that if I'm going to help people save money, if I'm pointing people towards things that'll save them $80, where they're looking at a designer fragrance, for example, and instead of spending that $100, they're spending $20 instead, I saw that as a win for everyone. It just started spitting rain. It's New Year's Eve here in Australia right now, and it's really overcast. It was forecast to be a beautiful day, but I've got a feeling that maybe it's going to rain today, and that's going to throw all of the plans, out of whack, which, I gotta say I kind of love. There's a lot of disrespectful, arrogant tourists around right now, and towns like the one I live in that are tiny little coastal towns, we need the tourist business to survive. But I'm sort of thinking, if it's at the cost of everyone that lives here getting disrespected and spoken down to by city people, I've lived in the city, I'm not exactly a rural individual. I've spent just as much time as I have in the city as I have in the country. But I don't know, man, tourists come down here and they make assumptions about people. I'm university educated. I'm not some country bumpkin, although I do love cowboy hats. But yeah, it's a bit overcast here today, and it's quite pleasant really, because it's warm outside. I'm just in a t-shirt right now, t-shirt and jeans, but I could easily wear shorts in this weather. But yeah, I'm running the cocktail lounge tonight, and just the way that's all going at the moment is kind of a drag. It really bothers me that I'm there, I run the thing every weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm there more than anyone else. So I've got a good idea, an educated idea of what's going to be best for this particular venue. But one of the owners she's a good person, but she's just intent on running things the wrong way, and I just disagree with it on a fundamental level. So, for example, I'm going to use this example for you. We're charging people $40 per head, and they'll get food as well to come sit in the venue. But after we've already taken a bunch of bookings, she's told us we're also taking walk-ins. And I'm like, hang on a second, if it's reserved seating and all of that, and you've got to pay for the reservation, and we've got a chef in that's got to prepare the meals according to how many have reserved, how then do we take in walk-ins? Just makes no sense to me. Especially Like, you have one or the other. You only do the walk-ins or you only do the reserved seating. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's frustrating to me. It's confusing to me. And it's just further reinforced the fact that I really just need to like fully open my own bar, do my own thing, because I'm over it, man. And, you know, being a sober individual, yeah, let me just show you right here. Drug free. We're drug free here, folks. Sober Revolution 2025. Let's make it happen worldwide. And which is, I understand, it's a slightly oxymoronic saying I want to open a bar. But it would also be a live music venue. So it's not just dedicated to one thing, you know. But I know how I want to run the place. I know what I want to do. I know I can see the venue in my head. I've got the skill set to run it. And I just need to make that happen. I need to make that happen. Because when I was in high school growing up, before social media was a massive thing like it is now, you know what people used to do for fun? We used to play video games, and we used to make bands. We'd make bands, and then we would play Battle of the Bands towards the end of the year after you practice for months. So I did that 2 years in a row, and my band was called Junkies Run and Dry, obviously named after the Operation Ivy song. And I believe we came second both years, and that was a huge deal of fun. But you would create a MySpace for the band, and you would advertise the music there. And we had like shitty phone recordings of the band up there. That's how you would like have music. It wasn't like a job for a cowboy type situation where you'd advertise the I think it was the Doom EP they had like way back then, 2006. I remember when that came out, and that was just incredible. Can't remember how old I was, but you know, I'm a little older than people think I am because I look after myself. But yeah. So that's what we used to do for fun back then. You'd make bands, and then you'd play video games, and you would hang out every weekend. Nowadays, you see what the teenagers are doing, and it's a different story altogether. The world is slowly becoming formless and shapeless and becoming something that you don't recognize. But I think that's just part of getting older. That's just part of the generational gap, the generational differences here. But it's crazy to see what the world is becoming. There's so much conflict at the moment. There's so much chaos. And I guess the only thing you can do is work on yourself, build yourself up to be the best version of yourself you can possibly be. And the best version of yourself will always be the sober version of yourself. Tying that back into the sober revolution thing. And, you know, the day people stop drinking, the day people stop coming to me for drinks will be the day I'm very happy. Because wouldn't it be awesome if you could just open a bar and it functions exactly like a bar, but there's no alcohol there. You know, whenever I go out anywhere, I'm always drinking Liquid Death, just the sparkling water, the mango chainsaw flavor. And when's the last gig that I went to? I think it was Nile in the city. They played with Carnal Viscera, Ashen, and Writhing. I think that was the lineup. I'm pretty sure that was the lineup. But that was at Max Watts, by the way, in Melbourne. If anyone is ever going to any like gigs around Melbourne, let me know, because chances are I'll be going to the gig as well, and we can hang out at the gig. But yeah, they finally got in Liquid Death, and I was just so stoked. I was just so stoked because it was just a surreal experience, like being in Max Watts, drinking a sparkling water and just watching some death metal. And I was like, this has got to be the life. This has got to be the dream right here. I loved it so much. I hung out with some good friends. One of my besties, in fact. One of my best friends. What the fuck am I talking about, besties? Yeah, so I don't really have any New Year's resolutions because I live clean. I guess, you know, I live clean. I'm sober, straight edge, in fact. And I already live very well, and I'm already proud of the lifestyle that I live, you know, vegan, straight edge. It already makes me happy. But I guess everybody can make improvements in their own life. Like I hit the gym, hit the weights every single day, but I could go a little bit harder. I guess the temptation is always there to like get on a cycle, get on steroids, because I'm actually a big wrestling fan as well, and those dudes are like jacked. But I'm just having a joke with you, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've got going on until, you know, 2025. And then following that, I'm going to try and hit some more gigs next year, make some more videos here, work out harder, but no resolutions. But the people that do need resolutions, you know, I completely understand. You know, some people need that motivation, and I hope that, you know, they hit the gym January, and then they stay motivated and continue hitting the gym. Actually, I don't have a resolution, but I would like to run more, you know, because I do so much in the gym. I sort of neglect cardio a little bit, and I always used to read that like you could go light on the cardio if you were, you know, hitting the weights hard. But I'm like, it's a balancing act, you know, because a couple of months ago I had this vision where I wanted to just buy like a mountain bike and just travel around Australia with the mountain bike, just completely abandon my life. But I think that's like one of those masculine urge type things where you just have this masculine urge to just abandon your entire life and just travel around, which I will do eventually. But, you know, it's not going to be abandoning everything. I'm going to obviously take this with me and document the whole journey, document the whole experience. But yeah, anyways, let me know what you're doing for your New Year's Eve, and let me know if you've got any New Year's resolutions coming up. As always, it's been a pleasure, guys. I love talking to you. And yeah, obviously sitting through 13 minutes of a guy just talking isn't for everyone, but for those that do get to this point, I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. And let me know what you're doing next year. Let me know your plans, your movements. Love hearing from you all. And until the next one, my name is Marcel. Have a happy and safe New Year's, and I'll see you guys around.